Hello and welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the South Park Center and I'm here with Mike and Alex with their movie Brothers. Let's take a look at the clip. I'm so happy to have you both here today. Thank you very much for bringing your film.
Thanks for having us.
But for those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis.
Sure. Brothers is the 20-some-year journey of two brothers, close in age, and follows them from their affectionate love through adolescence all the way up through the eldest getting married, and their relationship, the ups and the downs of their relationship, told primarily through dance, and with no words.
It's beautiful. Like I honestly, like, you know, when those little hot tears pop through, because that's what happened to me when I was watching it. It was so moving on so many different levels. I mean, even just to kind of see the two brothers grow up together, and just how they evolved as humans and grew up into adults was one thing, but just this camaraderie between them and was just so beautiful. Mike, how did you? Where did the inspiration come for you in writing the story?
It's a little bit of a long story, so cut me off at any point. So initially, we were my production company, which Alex is a part of, were approached to direct a feature spot for a world sort of a festival about world love. And a script was pitched to me that was similar to the brother script, but felt really sort of wrong for what they were asking. And it had a Muslim protagonist. And so I asked if I could actually take a crack at a redraft, which then ultimately became Brothers, which we were gonna film in my hometown of Dearborn, Michigan. And what we subsequently found out that the main sponsors of that festival were an alcohol company, and I didn't feel comfortable asking my hometown to sort of do us a bunch of favors in terms of filming at the mosque or filming in various locations, knowing that most of the values that would align with those folks wouldn't align with where the money was coming from. So we actually pulled out. But I was sitting on this script that I loved so much and that we wanted to really make, and we were fortunate enough to get a grant last year, and it became a part of our production slate for 2018, and here we are.
Isn't that fantastic? I love it. I love it. And you're both great friends of the organization anyway. And Alex, you're alumni as well. How did you come to be part of this dream team, Alex? Because you two have both got it going on.
I mean, understatement really. But Mac and I met serendipitously, I can't even remember at this point, like 5 years ago?
Probably somewhere.
Yeah. And, you know, we grew really fond of each other very quickly, and aligned quite perfectly in terms of, like, you know, our moral fabric and the type of content that we wanted to put out. And then Mike presented this to me, and it was so beautiful in nature and really aligned with everything that I wanted to be a part of in terms of stories that, you know, are going to resonate with me, but also with communities that I would like to, you know, advocate for. So it was really, and I know it's cliche to say, a dream come true to be a part of something like this. I mean, I even sent him a letter that was very emotional afterwards, which we can talk about later. But
it's also our second time. This was our second short together. We had worked on a short shortly after we had met called Breaking Fast, and you know, Alex is instrumental to any production team. I mean, he's a consummate producer and a vital part of the team, and I really wanted him to spearhead this project. And so here we are.
I mean, I think, I mean, there's so much in this film that I just think is important for so many different communities to watch. you know. I mean, you can't help but be moved by this experience, and I absolutely love the way you just incorporated dance into this, you know. There's something so freeing about dance and so expressive about dance that sometimes words, you know, can't capture, you know. Was that always an element you wanted to bring into the piece even before you kind of decided to do this?
When the script was going to be shot in Dearborn, I didn't have a lot of confidence that we would find actors who would be able to do it plus have the dance background. So actually, it wasn't a part of the original inception, and when production moved to LA, it was added in at the 11th hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine it without it now.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
And
I was
it
so happy that it was.
Yeah,
honestly.
it really comes from, for me, I think there is so much said in the physical expression, right? You can say so much more than, you know, just speaking or just saying how you feel. Like if you show someone how you feel, it could resonate maybe deeper. And I also love So You Think You Can Dance.
Yeah.
So, you know, Alex was up for the challenge, and we were happy to find the amazing cast that we did who was able to do it, and now there we have it.
And you did have an amazing cast. Like, I mean, I thought they were brothers, and then you told me they ended up they became so close, they were like brothers.
Did, yeah.
What was, I mean, honestly, because they had to be involved in so much, what was their experience like as actors to be involved in a project like this? Because you can't help but know you're part of something really wonderful and hopefully life-changing people to actually watch as well.
Yeah, you know, they actually, this was the first time they had ever acted.
I don't believe that. I can't believe it.
It's true.
I know,
it's true.
amazing.
And I mean, they are obviously highly experienced dancers, but had never been asked to improv or to work within the frame of a specific character who has a specific journey outside of that of a dance piece. But the you know, that could have been either a massive disaster, or fortunately for us, they were so willing to go on the journey, it really worked.
Yeah.
And I think it just was so, it's one of those things that was in the dance audition. It was so clear that it was them. Like, it was so clear, you know, and we did a partner section where we asked people to pair up just on their own, and they got together and like just lit up the room, you know. It was really wonderful.
I love it. And I can't even begin to, because you took us on quite a few different places and locations, and I was like, whoever produced this has had a run for their money. So how was I mean, honestly, everything from the set to the scenes, how was that experience for you, really? Was there any challenges? Was it easy? What was going on?
Honestly, like, I mean, I feel fortunate because I've been in this very independent realm for quite some time. And so I was almost conditioned to take on projects that maybe had all of these complexities in terms of locations and the number of days that we can shoot and all that, and just try to do our best with it. And, you know, with everything, there's always going to be challenges. With this one in particular, I'm trying to like point out ones that
He doesn't really give himself enough credit. I mean, he really is a consummate producer, and doesn't love the word no. So when he hears it, he really finds, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think too. I know, you know, we didn't really need, but we didn't have permission to film the mosque, so we chose to just do an exterior from across the street. Well, I don't think we even asked for it. It was a quick sort of pickup shot.
Yeah, across the street kind of thing.
Where you just sort of saw it in the background.
Yeah.
We did have a street permit, of course.
Yeah.
There were a lot of moving parts too, though. I think for 2 of the days we had company moves, which is never, you know, the easiest thing to do.
For a 3-day shoot.
For a 3-day shoot.
This is can we just say a 3-day shoot?
It was a 3-day
Yeah,
shoot.
this was a 3-day shoot. 2 of the days split between different locations, and then
the dance day was just the dance day, right?
Yeah.
I don't
My
remember.
memory fails.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, but no, that was, I think there was something before. Oh, Open Sesame was before it. The restaurant was before
wow.
it. Yeah. The ending
That was a big scene too, my goodness.
Yeah, it was.
They're surprised how they did it themselves. No,
Yeah.
I love it. No, I mean, but it's amazing when you can, what you can show, what you can accomplish in
100%.
those 3 days.
You know what? I am inspired now to share about, like, we were so lucky to find Victor and Martin, who were, you know, the leads. But the process of finding them wasn't necessarily easy. What we came to the conclusion of is that finding talented actors and dancers that had a Middle Eastern look or background, that's very limited in Los Angeles.
Sadly.
Yeah,
Sadly.
but it also like opened up a conversation between us about like, hopefully changing that somehow. I don't know how, but it would be great to have access to these wonderful actors and dancers that probably do want to be seen, but maybe we just don't have the opportunity to reach them.
Well, I think also as well, I mean, it's again, until you're making a movie or about, breakthrough artists, breakthrough subjects, all those things, there is no change. And so you're creating, essentially being part of that change. And inspiring other actors to watch that maybe from the Middle East that want to act but don't feel there's an opportunity for them, and you know what I mean? So all those things entwine, and that's hopefully where we're going. That's certainly how I felt about your film. I'm just curious, like, because I was so moved by it in so many different ways, and I've known people that have gone through experiences and haven't gone on the same journey that we hope these two brothers go on. But what did you, like, when you both came from did the project, and what did you want from what do you want your audience to get from this particular project, if you kind of could summarize that?
I think I think we live in a little bit of a sad reality where the intersectionality of faith and someone's sexual identity don't always result in a positive outcome. And I think it's very easy to lean either into shying away from your natural sexuality and just sort of living in a cultural space of spirituality, or sort of abandoning God altogether and just sort of leaning into, this is my tribe and no one else will have me, right? And from a very personal perspective, like, for some divine reason, I really live in a space where one complements the other, and separating one from the other for me would feel like I was not living my most truthful life. And I think that conversation has really thrown a lot of people. Those two things don't go together. So to answer your question, I think partially I would love people to just be open to having a dialogue about those things not working in opposition or in conflict. And also to live in a space, live in a mind frame where those things do not need to equal despair. And believe and hope and fantasize about a utopia where the outcome actually will be okay. Do you want to add anything?
No, I mean, you just articulate things so beautifully, honestly. But
great.
No, that's 100% it, absolutely. And I think you even said in the director's statement that you wrote out that it's to, like, whether it be a friendship, a mother-daughter, brothers, whatever it is, it's also just inspire them to reflect on their own relationship, and to just see if there's an opportunity to flood it with as much love as possible.
Can I tell you one of my favorite stories about production?
Tell me.
This house that we shot in, that was the brothers' hero home.
Oh yeah, it's a lovely home.
It was a lovely home. It was owned by a lovely Muslim family who was very accommodating and opened their doors to us. And luckily for art department, it felt very culturally appropriate already. So that was great. This scene where Nassim, the younger brother, is encouraged by his older brother to finally come out to his dad. I get a little emotional even thinking about it. It was it was a very heavy set, as you can imagine. It was all improv. There was no dialogue.
Of course.
And
although that was the powerful part about it, is that the wailing that you see from the mother, for example, was real. We would hear it.
And it just permeated the entire home, right? And so, at one point, the daughter of the family in the house, the daughter who was our site rep, her parents were not in the house, was profusely crying. Like it was hitting her in a place that I almost was like, maybe we need to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
And so on a break, I said, you know, are you okay? And she said, in that very spot.
I know.
In that very spot 2 weeks ago, I came out to my parents.
Yeah.
So we were in her home. We had no idea. God. And she was reliving her own story as we were, you know, filming this improv scene.
Oh my goodness, I just got
know.
the chills.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was really, really emotional.
Wow.
It was, and you know, for me, it was the first time in my entire career that I actually had to excuse myself from set.
Wow.
It really just hits a nerve, or like hits a spot that you never really tapped into. You know, once you come out and you start to feel more comfortable with yourself.
And she was about the same age as Nassim, who would, you know, she was maybe 18 or 19.
Yeah, exactly.
And she, you know, she just was so grateful that we were there, you know, as a part of her catharsis, as a part of her healing process. And
oh my goodness.
and I'm so happy that her story has a better ending than his did in that moment.
Yeah.
But you know, to sort of watch art imitate life, imitate art in a way, it was very surreal.
Wow. I mean, amazing. I mean, what was the feeling like? Because I mean, you know, you've made this film, created this film. You've been affecting people on your set. You know, with what's been going on. Have it in front of a big audience last night at, you know, at NewFilmmakers LA, and hearing people's reactions. What was that experience like for you last night?
It was thrilling. I mean, it was the first time. We've now been in about 20 festivals. This is the first time I've actually been able to attend one.
Oh, great.
Just my work hasn't allowed me to travel as much, so being able to be home and go see it, and it's such a beautiful theater and such a renowned festival event. It was thrilling, especially during Pride Month.
Yeah, of course.
And even yesterday, you know. Look, I say this is a quote from a musical, and I say it all the time. I would rather be 9 people's favorite thing than 100 people's 9th favorite thing. And to watch the people come up to us and say, you know, God, I wanna call my brother. Or my girlfriend is trapped in her country and can't come, and I really want to work on that. Or thank you, you know, I want to show this to my friend who's going through this, and you know, and to just know that you're creating something that in some way will resonate or touch people. You know, I think it's
100%.
Yeah, it's really it's moving, it's humbling, it's exciting. It's why we clearly do it. And you know, and also I think the other thing that's really nice in a lot of our work, I'm very, very, especially within my production company, want to empower you know, the Arab and the Muslim voice. Yeah. And to meet so many other Arab and or Muslim folks in this industry who are really like trying to make it and don't see a path from their own community. To say, oh, there are people who look like me who are doing what I'm doing. We met a wonderful young man last night who was a drone operator and said he had never met another Arab in the industry. Wow. And so, you know, meeting those kinds of people, knowing that there are people telling their authentic stories is thrilling.
And how important it is that just from those reactions, how priceless those feelings are, and also utter why you made this film in the first place. You know, it reminds you, like, this is why I made this film. You know, I mean, quite clear so many different reasons why, but that's just proof. Well, Dream Team, what's next for you both? What's going on?
We just completed production and edit on a feature film. It's called Breaking Fast. It's based on the short that we did that ultimately went to Cannes, and then we created a short from it, feature from it, excuse me. So we're hoping that will come out early next year, 2020. Oh, exciting. And we just started developing our second feature, and we have a slate of shorts. So a lot of good things and a lot of important storytelling, we hope. Oh,
important storytelling is really what we need. And I can't tell you, of all the films we've seen at New Filmmakers, you know, it's one of those ones that people are never going to forget, and that everybody should watch because it can change and enhance lives. So, Thank you very much.
Thank
you
you.
for brothers.
Well,
Thanks
no,
for
we look
having
forward
us.
to really like, sharing it with the world. And I wanted to add that if you wanted to follow any of our work, you can go to watchmmp.com, and on social media, it's at watchmmp across the board on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and what have you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mike and Alex, everyone, brothers. Felt like I'm with my brothers here. Thank you.
Oh, we
Thank
are.
you very much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.